Welcome back my stitchers. I'm very happy to be back with you, and today we'll make this half back collar which is inspired by actress Rekha, and it is an 80s style. So we'll cut an embroidered designer kurti, finish the front round neck, cut half stand collar and stitch it nicely and complete this kurti today. This is 2-meter fabric. It has embroidery design in front, so we cut front and back separately. You would have noticed that in some of the dress materials there is one stitch in middle of the fabric, that is just a little bit above the neck design. So we can separate this fabric, the front panel and the back panel, removing this stitch. So I remove this stitch from one side and tear the pieces apart, and it's so much fun to do. See, but be careful if you are doing it for the first time. Please try on some rough fabric. We fold the fabric wrong side out and keep middle of this design one part on the other side and pin starting from the top till the bottom, so that our design is on top of each other. I'm keeping for shoulder stitch. Shape the front neck as you want. It is already marked round, so we marked it round. You can make it V or U or sweetheart as you want, but we won't be cutting this neck now. We take half of shoulder plus half inch. So I'm taking 7.5 because I'd be adding a half collar for back neck. From shoulder, I take this line down and take half of inch for a slant, a bend from neck curve till the shoulder. Armhole length I've taken is 7.5, that is chest into 4 minus 1 inch plus half inch, and this is chest line, that is chest into 4 plus half inch, because this is a cotton fabric for summers. If it is for winters you can add 3/4 inch. And now I mark this armhole, taking half inch midway inside and making a curve half inch side of this line which is coming from shoulder till your chest line, and taking 1 inch, about 1 inch out for your back part, your back armhole. Waist length I've taken 14.5, hip length is 21.5, and full length is 39 inches plus half inch for the shoulder fold. In my earlier videos also I've shown this is chest line is chest into 4 plus half inch, waist is waist into 4 plus half, hip into 4 plus half inch, and the bottom is half inch or 1 inch more than the hip line. So we join all these lines together and taking 1 inch out, we mark the shape of this kurti using a tracing wheel. We trace the side marking. We'll be stitching on this line. Now we cut the outline of the kameez. We don't cut the neck now, but we make the notches. So we cut the outer line of the armhole and the sides also, and we make notches. We are keeping 1 inch for seam allowance. Make the notches wherever shown. Be careful about the pattern of the fabric while cutting the back part. So we fold this also. We have this lace at the back bottom. Using a tracing wheel, we trace the side marking. So we'll be stitching on this line that we had cut on the now we cut the outline of the kameez, and we don't cut the neck now, but we make the notches. So we cut the outer line of the armhole and the sides also, and we make notches. Shape this back neck. We are keeping 1 inch for seam allowance. Make the notches wherever shown. and the sides.
Be careful about the pattern of the fabric while cutting the back part. So we fold this also. We have this lace at the bottom. We can keep this smaller one for the back part and the bigger one is for front. So we keep the front that we had cut on the folded side of the back fabric and we make the mark.
So there is a fold.
We mark 3/4 of an inch down from this line and shape this back neck.
Half inch for the sleeve.
Cut this outline and make a notch in the middle of the neck. Now cut the shoulders and the back armhole and the sides, and also make notches in this back part also.
We take
now separate both the pieces
and half inch
outside and make a slanting. Now cut the front armhole.
Semicircle.
We cut the sleeves now.
Half circle.
We fold this fabric.
Extend it up
this way.
The bottom I'm taking.
So there is a fold on the top.
You can mark your bottom.
There is a lace on the bottom of the sleeve, so I don't keep much, only half inch for the sleeve stitching, and I need 5 inch as sleeve length, so I keep 5.5. Take 1 inch down.
It is as
total armhole length I've taken is 7.
You can keep it at the most for 2 inch or at the least half inch. Now we cut the sleeve,
and this is 1 inch down.
Cut the outline only and make a notch
width
on the top
is
of the sleeve.
chest into 12, or you can take it 2.5 inch and make a
cut the front
horizontal
sleeve,
line
part of the sleeve. So
now join this line
and
in a slanting way
till the top
and take midpoint of this.
Make a small notch here, so we identify this is front of our
we take
sleeve.
half inch inside and half inch outside and make a slanting
we need a fabric
curvy
which is at least 2 inch wider
semicircle
than the front neck,
and
so
taking
you can measure
about
it and take a scrap of a
1.5 inch
or you can just estimate
we make
and take
a half circle and
width and length
extend
of
it
this fabric
up.
and keep
The bottom I'm
right side
taking 5.5 inch.
each other.
You can mark your bottom
and check
and
Now we
join
make
it with the end of
middle
this armhole
stitch
length.
to hold both pieces together. This running straight stitch
Keeping
will help
1
you
inch
hold
out of
both
the
pieces
sleeve.
together, and while you'll be
It
making
is as
this
seam
round neck
allowance.
around this neck,
We mark.
the back part would not move.
You can keep it at the most for 2 inch.
Once we
or
stitch
at the
around
least
this neck,
half inch.
that will be 1 centimeter
Now we
away
cut the
from the
sleeve.
embroidered line, and turn
Cut the outline only
that fabric inside out,
and make a notch
So
on the top of
our
the
neck
sleeve.
would start looking like this, and we'll
Now
turn
open the sleeve
this
and
fabric
we'll cut the
inside,
front sleeve,
and
front
later
part
on
of the
we can
sleeve.
hem or make
So
a
we
top
make
stitch
this
on
half
it.
curvy line,
Once front neck
and
is done,
extend it till the
and
top.
we have made the top stitch,
and we
can
make
hem
a small notch here, so we identify
we'll
this
join the
is
shoulders,
front of our sleeve.
front side
So this is our sleeve
to
is
the
cut.
back side. So we'll
To
stitch
finish
the
our
shoulders
front
together.
neck, we need a fabric which is at least 2 inch wider than the front neck. So either you can measure it and take a scrap of a fabric, or you can just estimate and take an approx width and length of this
Now
fabric
we'll join the back
and keep
collar. We want
this
this
is
collar
right
to
side
appear about
facing each other.
slightly or 2 inch
and check.
towards
Now we make
front side.
one middle
we
this
mark
stitch
2 inch
to hold both pieces
on
together.
the front neck.
This running
You
straight
can take it
stitch will
3
help
or
you
4
hold
or
both the
5.
pieces
You
together,
can make it
and
even
while
1
you'll be
inch
making
if you
this
want
round neck
lesser
around
part
this
of the
neck,
collar to be shown in towards
the back
front
part
side.
would not move.
But I am marking it 2 inch.
Once we stitch
And
around
from
this neck,
point
that
till
will be
other
1
point,
centimeter away from the
we'll
embroidered
measure the
line.
size of
We'll
our
cut
round of our neck.
Again 1 centimeter away from our stitching line and turn that fabric inside out. So our neck would start looking like this,
this
and
1
we
inch
turn
wide
this
canvas strip
fabric piece inside, and later on we can hem or make a top stitch on it. Once front neck is done,
take half of the
and we have made the top stitch, we can hem and
it is 12
we'll join the shoulders,
so
the front side
6 inch now
with the
take
back
midpoint of
side.
it, and from
We'll
this midpoint
stitch the shoulders together.
we mark till end of this
strap. You can make it more slanting or more curvy, and we take 1/4 inch or 1 centimeter down, and from here also we take midpoint.
Now we'll join the back collar. We want this collar to appear about slightly or
now
2
we cut
inch
the outline of this collar
towards front side.
Hold
So
the
we
pieces
mark
together
2
cut
inch
the outline only.
on the front
Be
neck.
careful that the
You
lower
can take
part
it
doesn't
3
move,
or 4 or
because if
5,
that moves,
or you can make it even 1
one side
inch
of your
if you want
collar,
lesser part of
shape
the
would
collar to be
be
shown in towards the right side.
if it happens,
But I am
cut it
marking
nicely.
2 inch, and from this point till other point we'll measure the size of the round of our neck. You can take this 1 inch wide canvas strip, or you can just cut 1 inch wide canvas strip or bukram strip and take half of the collar neck. That neck we had measured, it is 12 inch folded, so it's 6 inch now. We take midpoint of it, and from this midpoint we mark till end of this strip. You can make it more slanting or more curvy, and we take 1/4 inch or 1 centimeter down, and from here also we take midpoint and make it a little bit straight and slanting. Now we cut the outline of this collar. Hold the pieces together and cut the outline only. Be careful that the lower part doesn't move, because if that moves, one side of your collar, the shape would be spoiled. So if it happens, cut it nicely. Take 2 layers of fabric, wrong sides are out, and we paste or we stitch this collar, that canvas. If you are using a canvas which can be pasted, then you need to use a dry iron, and then keeping ½ inch outside of this canvas, I mark around this collar. Now we cut this outline. We are cutting 2 layers of fabric to make the collar. Now we make a small notch in the center of this down part, and on the upper side we use a pin to hold the pieces together, and this lower side we make a running wide stitch. So if you haven't pasted your canvas or bukram, that collar we cut, you can use this stitch to hold your canvas with the fabric. As you can see, we folded and stitched only one side of the fabric with the canvas. Now we place it back on the lower part, and starting from this point till this point, we'll make a stitch on this curvy side. This place where we folded earlier and we made a notch, that side would be open. Make sure one piece is on the other one. and we stitch till this end. We cut all these pieces extra and we make notches, but make sure that you don't cut on the stitch. Now we turn this piece around, and this right side, that is our collar. Now we'll stitch this collar, we'll join it with the neck of the kameez. We had made one notch in the center of this back neck and one notch in the center of this collar. Joining both these notches, we start from one point and stitch one side and repeat the same thing on the other side. This one side of collar would end where we had marked in the front side of the kameez for the collar. If you feel that the collar is a bit short, then pull collar a little bit, or if you think the fabric of our kameez is a little bit shorter than the collar, then pull that fabric a little bit, but it should be only a little bit. Don't try to manipulate it too much, because that it spoil the shape of the collar. In that case, you need to, if it happens that there is too much difference in the size of the collar or the neck of the kameez, in that case you'll have to cut the collar again, checking the measurements of the neck. When you have stitched both sides of the collar along with the neck, then turn it inside and pressing these points inside, hide the stitch, the joint stitch, that's the outside and this is inside. Now make a stitch. See, initially you may find it difficult to make a collar, but it is not that difficult. Just you have to make sure that you pin it together, or you use a basting stitch, or you have to just make it mark so that it is easier for you. And if you follow these instructions or this tutorial, then you won't find it that difficult. It's quite easy and it's quite interesting to make a neck. Hide the other side of this joint inside the collar and stitch on top of this collar, and even all around this collar you have to make a top stitch. When you finish at this end, this neck should also end where the mark was there, like that 2-inch mark you made. Now you make a top stitch also on the upper side. So this is one way how you can make that rekha style collar. There's one more way that I'll show you some other time. Now we join sleeve to the armhole. So we start from the middle point. We keep this sleeve starting from the middle point. This way you get to know if your sleeve is fitting the armhole. So we start from the middle notch that we made on the sleeve and on that shoulder joint. And if our sleeve is a little bit shorter, we pull it, but don't do it too much. Our cutting should be right in order to fit the sleeve. And this side also, starting from that notch and shoulder joint, we repeat the same thing. See the side which is curvy, that is front side, there we need to pull the sleeve a little, but the other side where there is less curvy, we don't need to pull it much. So we fit the sleeves and stitch them together, keeping one piece on the other. Now we mark sleeve bottom round, that is 5.5 inch, and starting from this point where we made this mark, we stitch till the joint where the slit part starts. So we stitch till slit. You can make a mark if your tracing wheel mark is not clear. So we stitch straight till the mark, till this notch that hip notch where we have to make a slit. Now I show you how to make these slits by marking and folding them. See, we can go by guesswork, but it helps if we take a little pen and mark, measuring the exact length and exact width of our notch, our any slits or any part of the dress. So we make this 1 inch we had left. So we mark this 1 inch on the sides, and here we had stopped our stitch, so we make a mark here until here. We need to stop it. The other side also we make it mark. So here also it's 1 inch. Marking makes our work easy. We can just fold it from one part. Now we can fold it half till the mark, and one more fold, and start stitching on it till the mark where that slit ended, and there we'd fold it. So it's a straight simple stitch that will be uniform on all two slits this side and 2 slits on the other side. When you reach at the end, you fold this corner and you make sure the other side is also parallel to it. So either you use a pin to keep it in place, or simply, it comes with practice, you simply, when you will be turning and you fold it on the mark itself, because we had made the mark for this purpose only. So we turn and again turn and make a straight simple stitch till the end, and we'll repeat the same process with the other slit also. While machining on the slits, you can either make one stitch at the edge of this fold, or you can make 2 stitches, one this side and one on the other side. On this joint of the slit, you can make an eye here, the eye which you make for hooks. So it will stop this slit from puckering from the end. So this is how you done it. In a quick recap, I show you how to stitch this other side of the sleeve with the armhole, and mark the bottom of the sleeve and stitch the other side of this kameez, and how to do the slit. So you do this, and if you are using some lace or some embroidered thing at the bottom of the kameez, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just fold 1 inch at the bottom. Here I folded 1 inch at the bottom. So here your beautiful neck is ready. I'm sure you like this video. So like, share, comment and do subscribe to catch up with the latest. Goodbye.